You feel something there all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably for like several years now.
Several years, eh?
Yeah. It's where like, it's kind of like where I carry, yeah. It feels like the energetics of like rage or anger or something. Or like violation maybe.
Looks like something's happening there.
Yeah, you have a lot stored in that area.
Should I take a look for him?
If you like.
Yeah, I could. You want me to?
Oh, yeah, yes, please.
You have room here? You're good? Okay, so I'm going to ask you to just get comfortable. Release your arms. Release your hands. Whatever comes up for you right now, don't try to understand it.
Okay.
It might be random memories, sensations, ideas, whatever it is, maybe even dreams. So just kind of go into meditative state and just notice whatever happens and then feel it. Here we go. I'm just going to ask you to freeze your body just in one spot and just feel everything there's to be felt. Here we go. And just let yourself feel it deeply. Yeah. Yeah. And just let it all go.
Good job. That's amazing.
That's
There was the before, and then it leaving.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you.
Makes me so
Thank you.
happy for so many reasons.
It's impressive.
My pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can feel the energy.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
good job.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I have a question about the hypnic jerks. Do you see that a lot when you're healing?
So sometimes the body, what was happening there?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the body resists unconsciously, and it's like instead of trying to feel the energy, instead of trying to feel what it needs to be felt, we move it out. We dance it out. So the reason we create anything is because there's an energy in us that we use to create or move or dance. And so we can either use that which we're feeling to create and move it out and dance out and write it out, and it's very beautiful. And that's one way of doing it. But then there's also literally imploding it onto itself and feeling it and just almost like processing it into the very source of what it is, so to speak. And in that way, long-term healing can actually happen instead of just dancing it out. Imagine being anxious and then just shaking it all out. You feel better. You might feel better, but then it's like, well, maybe next time instead of shaking it out, you feel it out. You literally allow yourself to experience it deeply, and then the next time the situation comes around again, you won't get anxious from it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's either we process it or we release it through creativity or something like that, or through movement.
That's so funny. So I've been shaking a lot. Like I got into it from TRE and just kind of like shaking stuff,
Yeah.
and I kind of created this idea like, oh, shaking's good. But
Yeah.
my girlfriend actually, like last night, we're laying in bed and she's like, because she's very sensitive too. She said, yeah, like I don't feel like that, like shaking it out's good for you. She's like, there's like, and she couldn't quite put words to it, but that kind of seems like it, right? So like instead of doing that, just like
Love it so deeply that you almost make it part of you.
With it, yeah.
Because the other way around is like, let me move this out. But then if you,
I don't want this in me, or
right.
like I don't want this.
So I think it's necessary if you absolutely can't seem to be processing it, move it out. In that case, like it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you find that you might be able to process it deeply, then do it. But if you can't, then you must shake it out, because otherwise it's just gonna like hurt you from the inside.
Yeah.
So shaking could be good, but if you're able to process it directly without just doing it directly, that's the optimal. And that way you won't get affected again by that which you were affected from before.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So just like feel everything as deeply as possible.
With so much love.
At every moment.
Yeah. Usually we push away pain, but obviously we don't want to have things that are painful in our life, and we try to avoid them. But if you're already feeling something, if there's a reality of the situation, it's like accepting the reality of the situation all the way through.
Yeah. So instead of resisting it, just like
It's like come home.
And then,
It's like bringing
it
it.
might be painful in the short term, but then then it
and maybe even the most painful, right? Because there's a reason we didn't want to process that for a long time. So when we do feel it, it's like, oh my God, that's really intense. So that's why whenever you are going to feel that pain, it's nice to get into a meditative state where you're kind of like very objective, where it's like not really happening to you. You're very observer mindset, and then process it, and then feel it very, very deeply. So it's like a effective way of feeling deeply without it hurting too much. So you're feeling it deeply, but you're also cognizant of the fact that you're not that what you're experiencing, you're also the observer. And so you're anchored in the observer while simultaneously processing whatever you're feeling in your body very, very deeply, more than ever.